Welcome to the Goddess Conference Conversations. In this space, we will connect with interesting personalities, presenters and artists from our international community and chat about the upcoming conference's topics and themes.
Hello everybody, we're here today in the temple of Cerridwen in Glastonbury with the wonderful Bee Helygen, and we're going to talk to her about everything Cerridwen probably, and how her relationship with healing and her practices. So welcome Bee, very nice that you have made time to be here. Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, so I'm a priestess of Avalon, priestess of Cerridwen. I was a conference priestess for 5 years, and I was a listener in the conference. I have been a presenter in the conference. I am obsessed with the conference, basically. I love the conference. I've got my ticket for this year, and I'm so excited because we are going to talk about healing. And healing is almost for all of us a big thing, isn't it? Yeah. Especially these days. I don't mean to drag the conversation down, but I do feel, as I've come to Avalon 10, 11 years ago, things have gone a little bit more haywire in the world. And what we find and what we see is that we need more of the healers, and that's what Goddess has always said. We need more healers in the world. And for me, I started healing in the Goddess House in 2000. We opened in 2016, I think, or whatever. I can't remember, 2018. But I was a healer there for almost 7 years. And now we've opened our own little temple. It is little. It's right by the Abbey tea rooms, if you want to have a look. But it is a very intimate, very peaceful space.
Beautiful space.
Yeah. And we absolutely love it. We adore it. But we do a lot of healing here. And often it is in circles where people just sit and have a cup of tea and just talk about what's going on for them. And then if they feel the need of going deeper, having maybe more assistance, they book an appointment. And but the world is a very difficult place financially, and what we can do for free, we will do with gladness. So that's me these days. I'm now proprietress of a place in Glastonbury.
Yes,
never thought that. Yeah, and you have. So there's more and more temples opening,
that's
which great. We are becoming a destination for goddess-loving people. We always have been, but I think it's stronger these days.
Yes.
This last Beltane has been mad, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, lovely and mad. So I know you've done a lot of learning. I know I bumped into you very often when you did the crystal healing training. So can you tell me a bit about your own background in what kind of trainings did you do for healing? What do you use most? A bit about your relationship with healing and your practices.
So I was a teacher at one time, and my speciality was children with behavioral problems. That led me to train as a psychotherapist because I wanted to be better qualified. Now, the better qualified did not necessarily lead to better healing. And so what I started was looking for a more gentle, more safe way of healing someone. Conventional medicine can be quite brutal and quite violent to people, especially people with mental health issues. So we don't really like to call it that, my lot. We like to call it soul pain. People are in soul pain. Even if you're a functioning person with a good job or whatever, you can still suffer from problems and repeating patterns and find yourself obstructed. So we wanted to know, why is that? And I'm a huge fan of crystals. I mean, you can see I'm decked with the buggers.
Everywhere.
Everywhere there is crystals. And what we found is that for every particular time, so during COVID, we had all the blue crystals, starting with kyanite, which was a massive helper in COVID, but all the other blue crystals all came forward. So it's actually the realm of the dragons and the crystals that tell us what we need for this time. So at the moment we have 𝗚𝗏𝗏 that comes forward, which is a beautiful crystal. Doesn't look like much until you put a black light on it, and then it has the eye of the dragon in it. Oh, wow. So it's amazing. So we're learning every day. Every day is a school day. I then did obviously flower remedies as everybody else, so I'm a practitioner too for that. Reiki master, but Reiki was never for me. There was this urge inside of me that needed to put the hands where they were guided by Goddess. Reiki can be a very strict rule, you put your hands there, then you put your hands there. And for me, it was like, no, but my intuition is telling me. So I became more and more intuitive in my healing. Recently, I have been called, and this was hard for me because I work with Cerridwen, dark goddess, shadows, transformation and change, death,
all fun,
death and rebirth, you know, all the good stuff. And then suddenly, about a year ago, actually to this day, the angels started to come and call out. And I resisted that because I come from a family that was deeply hurt by the Christian church. And so for us, Christianity is a no-no. And intellectually, I know that Christianity is just a faith like anyone else, and the people who really truly believe are good people. But there has been a lot done in the name of Christianity that I don't agree with, and I'm sure many people don't agree with. So I started working with Neil and Zena Hammond. I've got to give them a mention. They're excellent at crystal healing. They are amazing people, but they created or they were doing a training that they had taken years ago. Had all to do with Atlantis, and Atlantis I think is also coming forward. The energies of Atlantis are coming forward again. The galactic skulls are coming forward. Everything is coming in at this moment of time to help us humans find our own way. We have lost our path. Many people, after COVID especially, have lost their path. But even before that, people are they're internal now. They protect themselves. They don't open their hearts. Fear is terrible. And you know, when I hear the news from my students across the world, and we talk a lot about this, you know, the vanishing of women and children in Mexico, the rise of fascism in Germany, you know, these people, they come into Avalon and they talk to us about what's going on in their country and what they're feeling. And so we are sending out healing all the time. From here, we do the dark moon ritual once a month in the goddess temple. We do goddess sound baths. We try everything. We think it's a part of our daily practice, and I'm sure it's the same for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and same for any priestess here in Avalon, to send out what we can into the world to help, and that's really all we want to do.
Yes, I think that is very much here in Avalon a practice, not just with the goddess in the goddess tradition, but also in the Wicca and in the Druids. A lot of sending out into the world of love and healing and compassion. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, thank you. And so in the conference, what are you talking about in the conference?
So what a lot of people don't know about is that Cerridwen is actually 𝗠𝗏𝗏𝗏, and 𝗠𝗏𝗏𝗏 is an ancient term, a Welsh term or Celtic Brythonic term for the wise woman, the witch basically. The wild wise woman. And the whole story of Cerridwen is about her concocting a spell year and a day. She is the witch to help her son. Now the interesting thing is, if you think, her son, if you don't know the story, is born very ugly, they call him. I don't think he's ugly, but a lot of people, he's not like everybody else, which, you know what? He's different. We can all identify with that, obviously. And maybe that's why the story appeals to me so much. But basically what she does is she wants to have her son respected. Now what always fascinated me is that she knows this magic, but she's never asked for her son to be beautiful. No. That's not what she asks for. Wise. She knows that the plants have their wisdom, and they can only convey what they know. So the gnosis, the 𝗲𝗏𝗏, we call it. The 𝗲𝗏𝗏 is the knowledge and the knowledgeable ones. So she wants him to be knowledgeable. But one of the things that I love about the story is that she collects these herbs at their full potentiality. She can actually see which leaf is in its full potentiality with flower. So she picks them very gently, she asks for permission, and she does so. And this is the first mention of working with astrological harvesting or gathering, that she does it by the light of the sun and the moon when they're at their most potential for that particular plant. So it's proper science if you think about it. Yeah. So she makes this, and of course she doesn't just use her knowledge that one time. So for me, the 𝗠𝗏𝗏𝗏 is the wise woman that later on perhaps they lived in the fort or the castle or the keep. There was always a still room. There was always medicine made. There were always things created when the men came back from battle and they had wounds. Women when they've given birth, so that they wouldn't have fever afterwards. So there was always somebody or a whole group of women who would be creating the healing. And that was the 𝗚𝗟𝗔𝗦𝗧𝗏. And men would be the same. You know, men can be a wise man, and you know, when you think we had the cunning men in Britain, you know, they are reported back to the 1800s. We have pictures of cunning men in Norfolk, so they were also healers. So it's not just the women. And so she is the one, and bringing it forward into modern times, we now have people, priests of Cerridwen, who are medical herbalists, but who also teach us the old ways. Yeah. So the other day we had a wonderful talk by 𝗲𝗏 𝗏𝗏 about plantain. Yeah. So plantain is a wonderful plant, does all sorts of things, but basically when you're in the wild and you cut yourself, you pick a piece of plantain, you chew it in your mouth, try and take one that's not by the roadside.
Near a tree.
Near a tree, and just chew it up and put the pulp on the wound, and immediately any bacteria will be drawn to the plantain, any poison will be drawn, and within a day or two you will be healed. Yeah. Don't bother with Savlon, get a plantain leaf, so much cheaper. And it's that I want to bring back at least a smidgen of knowledge. Yeah, the state of the NHS, I don't want to catastrophize, is a little bit dubious. And if you've had a cut, you don't want to wait 8 hours in A&E for somebody to say, oh, here's a bit of Savlon, bye-bye, yeah? We need to be more responsible for our own health.
Yeah, and it's good to have people who have that real knowledge, because I know herbalism, you know, that it's a real study. You study that for years.
You do, but you know, the thing is, I don't necessarily feel that you need to know the chemical components of each plant, because our forebears didn't know them. No. Yeah, they didn't have a degree.
Given over wisdom.
Exactly.
And that's good to get that lineage of wisdom going again.
Exactly. And you know, like I said, Edwina does a wonderful course about wild herbal medicine. And you know, she wouldn't, you know, she does say this is the contraindication, don't use that if you're yarrow, for example, don't use that if you're pregnant. So it's all there, but it's also, I sometimes feel that modern medicine, or the people in charge, as I like to call them, have overcomplicated things to stop us from using what nature has given us.
Yes, and it would be so good to, you know, to bring that wisdom back in the general public, really, but and for real, like really know what you say. But yeah.
For example, one of the things I love, we have a pickled dandelion head. What do you call it? It's a bit like piccalilli, but with pickled dandelion heads, and they're really good for a liver cleanse. You can't eat 15 pounds of it, but if you put a little bit between a cheese sandwich, it takes the fat of the cheese and just emulates it and goes straight through you. So you know, your liver doesn't get over fatty. That's one of the things that is really difficult these days. A lot of us have fatty livers, and the liver fights, and it can actually go into liver cirrhosis, liver cancer. If you eat a lot of fatty food, it's not good for us. So the plants that you eat with it, and we've naturally always had Branston pickle or piccalilli with us cheese sandwich, so we do know. But this one is a homemade remedy, and it's delicious. You know, really nice.
I'll be working with dandelion in the conference. That's the
lovely
Bridget, and my flower, my herb.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
And you know, one of the things that I've learned about it is that, I mean, obviously you can use the whole of the dandelion. And somebody said to me the other day, so the golden head is an offering to the sun, and the seed head is the moon.
Stars.
The moon.
A moon,
and then when you blow it, that's the stars. And I thought, how lovely is that? And this one mean, you know, every day somebody says something, I'm going, that's beautiful, I love that. So you know, it's unfortunately I don't remember who said that to me, otherwise I'd give them credit. But if it was you, thank you very much. But it is, we need to remember what we've forgotten, and our memories are in our blood and bones. You know, we remember, we know immediately, instinctively, what might be of use and what might not be of use. So at the moment, I'm very keen on garlic mustard, which looks exactly like
garlic.
Well, white garlic is very strong. You know, you can make pesto with it, but you know, but there's garlic mustard out at the moment. But it does look very similar to, for example, cow parsley, and you don't want to put cow parsley on your sandwich. So you need to look at the leaves.
Yeah.
The leaves of the cow parsley are serrated, the ones of garlic mustard are not. And you just pick some of the leaves of the garlic mustard, and it's delicious. It's really good, and it's fresh, and you get the vitamins, the minerals. A lot of people don't look after their minerals. Everybody talks about vitamins. Minerals are so important these days as well. We don't get enough at all. So yeah, it's really about asking nature, what can we do? And giving a little bit of our own, we have so many beautiful priestesses from Estonia, from the Slavic country, and they are still very
they're closer to the nature.
Yeah, and their grandmother's recipes, and when they, one of ours bakes bread that is just, oh my gosh, but the gluten is minimal. Yeah, it's minimal. So it is actually good for all of us.
Yeah, so it's good it's kind of taking a step back, not just, just into rest, but also into that ancient wisdom. Thank you. I was wondering if, to end this conversation, maybe you can give a little blessing, a healing blessing to everybody?
Of course, yeah. Of course, I'd be honored. So I would like you to just very quickly close your eyes and place your hands in front of your upper heart. This is where your thymus gland sits. So your upper heart is up here. And take a nice deep breath in. Hold it for a couple of heartbeats and breathe out. Any stress, any worries, any sorrows. And just give yourself a beautiful little rub there. And feel the love of the goddess, all goddesses, flow through your own hands into your body, self-healing. And we ask the goddesses that they come forward, that you can see them stepping into your mind's eye. Whoever comes forward for you, and very gently place their hand on your upper heart, on your beautiful, shining wisdom heart. And they bless that heart. They bless you with more strength, more courage, more resilience, more hope, more peace, more joy in your life. It is a choice to be joyful, she says. It's a choice to be the person you wish to be. So blessings upon all of you who feel your shining wisdom heart, who want to have peace in the world. Peace is a choice. Make that choice. So says the goddess. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Well, thank you, Bee, and thank you, and we look forward to seeing you and hearing you at the Goddess Conference this summer.
It's a pleasure, and I look forward. I'm really joyful and looking forward to it. Last year was so off the hook. I was beaming from chin to chin. Yeah. I was constantly in bliss when I was there, and it was just so amazing. And the priestesses that you have are just amazing. Really. So
it's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be great.
Yes. Till next time.
Till next time. Well, not me. Bye.
Bye.
This interview was conducted by Marion Brigantia.
Join us this year for the 29th Glastonbury Goddess Conference, a joyful gathering of goddess-loving people, a 6-day in-person event in Glastonbury, Avalon, running from Tuesday 30th of July to Sunday 4th of August 2024, with the fringe event starting from Sunday 28th of July. This year the theme is the Goddess of Healing. It's our maiden year, the first of a new 5-year cycle. International presenters, transformative workshops and experiences, deep ceremonies on the sacred land of Avalon, community, art, fun and love for Goddess. Let your healing journey begin this year. Join us for the Glastonbury Goddess Conference, Goddess of Healing. There are so many options to participate. Full conference tickets, weekend tickets, day tickets. Find what suits you best and get your ticket now at goddessconference.com. Blessed be.